right. We got 2 games left, and it's the Cowboys versus the Cards. My name is Law Nation.
It's your boy, Jesse Holley, a.k.a. Mr. Fourth and Long.
And it's Boss Cowboys Sports, where your voice matters. We get ready to talk some ball. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go. So I'm gonna kick this thing off the best way possible. Cowboy Nation, hey, we on a 4-game winning spree, and we gotta make it 5. I believe that this game right here is a monumental game, that Dak Prescott gotta show that he can be consistent, coming back from a good game as it relates to the Washington football team. Let's see if he can bring and replicate that with the Cards. What's your thoughts, man?
Offense. I think if we're going to take this thing to the next level, I've kind of already transitioned my beliefs of this is a defensive-led football team. And that is different from where we were at in August. August, everyone was talking about, man, this Cowboys offense is going to be X, Y, and Z. They're going to do this. And it came out that way, and then there was a switch. And now I am on the team that this team right now is a defensive-led. They're the leader in the clubhouse. Woo! So those dogs right there for me are going to be the reason or the cause for us to possibly be hoisting that Lombardi.
Oh, this is so interesting. Already, Lord.
And this is coming from an offensive guy.
This is tripping me out.
And I'm defensive guy. But I'm gonna say this: we both defensive guy, got an offensive guy in the house. And before I talk about this Kool-Aid thing,
Okay.
with this particular defense, if we just pick this defense up,
Lift with your knees and your back. Don't lift all back.
and you
lift with
put
your
it
knees.
on the 2018 or the 16 or the 14 team, do we win those games? Defensively speaking, by the way.
I don't know. And it's always difficult to say if I took this and put it there, if I took this and put it there,
right.
because that offense would have then said we have to do something differently, right? And so that's always a difficult situation to say. If I took this player and put him here, or if he couldn't play in that era, or they couldn't play in this era, or this team and that team, there's always going to be adjustments.
Okay.
I think just keeping it current, what they have right now, defensively. All these guys coming back and they're healthy. I think with Dan Quinn, who's a Jersey guy, I'm a Jersey guy.
Oh, man.
So I'm always representing Jersey.
Already.
I think what he's done in the lab, mad scientist-wise, is saying, and we ask this question all about, we hear it so much, if this coach can put you in the best position to succeed. I think he's done a masterful job of being able to take players and put them in position to succeed.
Yeah.
I thought early on with this team offensively, there was a lot of residue, like Cheeto residue on your fingers. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of Cheeto residue of prior coaching, prior coaching staffs, prior just the way that they were going about business. Where guys can say, I can just show up and I'm gonna start. I can watch film and it looked terrible, and they still gonna play me.
Big facts.
I think that has changed when Dan Quinn came in. And I think the thing that he's gotten the best out of these players is he's gotten maximum effort from guys like
J-Ron Curse.
Curse, right? This is a guy who's been, if we want to just be honest, he's been his entire career he's bounced around from team to team. As being a glue guy or, a jag, or not really a guy you say he's my starting safety.
Big facts.
And he's gotten him to play above his level, right? When I look at a guy like Michael Parsons, none of us knew what he was going to be.
No.
But you're always looking for a first round to be good. Like a first round guy is going to be good. So like, there's no surprise that he's good. But being able to get guys like Carlos Watkins, and being able to get guys like
number 91,
like Hamilton and Hannah, get guys like that to come in and play well, and Hooker. And you start looking around, you say, man, you got everybody playing at a level that's well above what we ever thought we could imagine that they could play at, and they're all doing it together.
I want to jump in real quick, because you're one of the first that I ever heard talk about the defense really leading this team to the point to where I think we almost have to protect the defense from this standpoint. I want to run this by you as an offensive guy. I was thinking running the ball, keeping that defense fresh, is almost how, to me, we should go into the post. Because to me, we so used to the Romo era and all of that, where it's offense is trying to win the Super Bowls.
Right.
Do you really think we can transition to say, okay, we're looking at a 17-game sample to say this defense has led this thing. Offense has been up and down. Defense has been most consistent. What do you think about us running the ball going into the postseason as a way to kind of protect that defense strategically?
I'll give it to you like this. Normally we say by osmosis something happens. I'm going to say by COVID something is happening.
Okay.
This team defensively by COVID has now given themselves so much depth. There was a graphic that they showed last week in the game, and they were like, Tank and Red guys played 25 snaps in a game. Wow. In a game, 25 snaps.
That's baby snaps right there.
So now, fresh.
Yeah.
So by COVID, not by osmosis, by COVID, all these other players had to develop.
Right.
You had to go and now get.
I see where you're going. Yep.
Now you had to go and get these other guys to step up and play when guys were injured, guys were hurt, guys were out with COVID, right? And so when Randy was out and Tank was out and guys were missing, these other guys had to step in and fill in. You now realize that you can play biker at backer and at rusher. And so now when you come into a game and you look up and you say, wait a second, is that 90s at tackle, 94s at end, and 11s at end? So all this stuff has happened throughout the year to where now you don't have to protect the defense and keep them fresh.
They just had a depth.
Because their depth and rotation has already
just play
done
your
that.
game.
Just play
your game.
Play your game.
Gotcha.
Now, one thing that Dan Quinn has to do, this is where the chess match comes into play.
Chess, not checkers.
Right. It's when, and we've seen this at times, when you get into a game and it's a critical down and Randy's standing on the sideline. Or Tank's on the sideline.
Big facts.
Right? It's like, I have to be able to see things coming down the pike and go, let me get Randy a breather early in these downs so I can have him on the money downs, the third downs, and he's fresher. But because of the injuries and COVID, I've now had to develop a much more in-depth defensive front, linebacker core, even secondary, where I can rotate these guys in and keep them fresher throughout the game, where I'm not relying on the offense to have to protect us.
Right.
And we can go out there and be fresh and be dogs.
Different.
Through 4 quarters.
And so that speaks of like the Osas, that speaks of Navell Gallimore, that speaks of all of those boys that's stepping up, and we looking at it like, man, look at this guy making the play. Look at Carlos Watkins taking the pick, going it all the way in for a touchdown.
And I don't have to change my scheme because these guys were getting so much valuable minutes that Dan Quinn was putting together his trust and his scheme with these guys in there. So it's not like, because sometimes you have a backup guy, you're like, oh, we can't do this because the guy's a backup guy. He didn't do this because it's a backup guy. We couldn't call this because he's a backup guy. Nah, those guys were getting significant reps. Significant reps with Dan Quinn calling, a 2 TE stunts or calling a certain blitz. So that now when they get in the game, it ain't deer in the headlights.
But let me ask you this then. From all that you said, are you sipping or are you drinking the Kool-Aid on this Cowboys?
Or gulping.
Well, on defense, we can say it out of the defensive side.
I got a question on the defense then. I'm going to just jump in real quick and steal that question. I'm going to ask you like I asked George T. Do you feel like this is a Super Bowl defense?
Today, January 1st, 2020, yes.
2022.
Today, January 1st, 2022. I do feel like it. Yeah, today, January 1st, 2022, I do feel like this defense is a Super Bowl.
Y'all heard
defense.
it. Listen, y'all heard this. Can I switch it? I got to switch it.
But we all know this, right? We all know this. We've been around football long enough. Football's a very fluid game.
It is.
Right? So today's price
is not yesterday's price.
Might not be.
I don't see these boys changing though, right? Because these guys look like they built to be G's. Can I just say it like that, Jesse? Like, you don't see no Chump and Curse, do you? No. You don't see none in Michael Parsons. They not built that way. You don't see the tank. I think these guys are who they are. Go ahead.
No, I love the fact, right? We heard about it. Again, we go back to past regime, and there was so much chirping and barking of, we're the hot boys, we're this, we're that,
Right.
It ain't that no more. It's more so that we going out there and we just dogs. We hungry, we lions, we packs, whatever it is. It ain't all the t-shirts, it ain't all the all that kind of the hats and all. They playing a different brand of football.
They are.
I mean, the Remember the Titans attitude reflects leadership. I think all of them are taking their lead from their leader in Dan Quinn.
Real quick, this is what I want to switch to real quick, accountability. Now, this is the benefit of Cowboys Experience, number one. Number two, this is the benefit of dealing with an ex-player that played with multiple teams. So when you're dealing with some people, they dealt with the Dallas Cowboys, so they only know the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
You know some people that dealt with multiple teams, highly disciplined teams like New England.
Right.
What I think I've been seeing, Jess, and I want to run this by you, is a lack of accountability on the offense. I'm being all the way honest with you, especially at receiver. Because Kansas City was epic drops, Denver was epic drops. I was asking, who is the guy that's gonna hold guys accountable when you seeing them? Like, why do we see that? And is that Kellen Moore's job? Is that Mike McCarthy's job? Who is gonna make sure that these guys get in a rhythm, get consistent, especially coming from New England and playing in Dallas? You've seen it all. Right. So you know what accountability is, you know what execution is. What's gonna cause this offense to be consistent and accountable?
It starts always with 4. It starts with your quarterback. It starts with your quarterback.
Really?
Yeah. It starts with your quarterback because
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no, it starts, and I'm not by no means am I blaming him. I'm not blaming him. I'm saying it starts there because offensively, he needs all of these guys.
Big facts.
So he has to set the stand. Like that tone has to be set by him.
Yeah.
He got to come and check a CD and say, bro, what the hell are you doing?
I wasn't expecting that.
He got to come, you know what I'm saying?
And that goes all the way with growth and development. And we're seeing that now. Dak Prescott has said, okay, I'm going to call the players on the meeting. Oh, excuse me, it was Amari Cooper that reached out and said, hey, I need to be ingratiated back into the game plan, especially on third downs. I know that I can make those explosive plays.
Right.
So by Amari Cooper stepping out and finally voicing his opinions and his thoughts.
Indeed.
And what happened?
Hey,
Yeah, they gave him the ball.
They gave him the
and
ball.
the offense turned up.
Hey, Squeaky Will gets the
goes through Cooper. Let's be honest.
Squeaky Will gets the oil.
And that's what I'm saying.
Y'all get it right.
But again, it comes back to 4.
Right.
And again, by no means am I blaming him.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when
accountability
the accountability, he has to be able to come, hey, listen, young fella, you can't be that inconsistent.
Big facts.
You can't be that. If you're going to be an integral part of this offense, you can't be that inconsistent. And now he has to say, what he was doing, right? They try to pose it as, oh, practice isn't that long anymore.
Right.
So that's why Dak is getting extra reps with the receivers. No, it was because there was a level of I'm off, you off, we off. I got to be the one to get us back. I got to be the one to get us back going.
Do you believe it? Do you believe
it? Then we're gonna hit those final words up because
or do you think it's that up and down type of thing that can happen in the NFL? Do you believe it?
Yeah. I want to believe it.
Yeah.
I think this upcoming game will show us.
Yes.
Because you're going to have to score some points, I believe, to beat Arizona.
Yeah, you got to score some points.
And you're going to need to see a level of consistency. And again, to think that we're going to get an offensive explosion like we had against the Washington football team, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Right? To be like, yo, I'm going to score 47 points and a half. No. That's unrealistic.
Right.
But there's things that you can see in a football game and go, okay, we only scored 17 points, but it wasn't a bad 17. We had some good drives. A good football team's going to make you punt a time or two. But, you know, we had a 75-yard drive into that mix, right? Main defense gave us a short field, and we scored touchdowns in the red zone. There's little things that you want to see in a football game where, okay, what were we on third down efficiency, right? Were we able to convert on third downs? What were we when we got in the red zone? Were we able to convert those into touchdowns? Now, if you're looking at it and you're saying, man, we can't execute on third downs, we're not getting in the red zone and scoring touchdowns, but we won. Those are little things that I take away from a game and say, we didn't control the clock, we didn't win on third down, and we didn't score in the red zone. That ain't gonna work against Green Bay. That ain't gonna work against Tampa. That ain't gonna work against, you know, the Rams or whoever we might see.
Whoever we played.
So it's like, yeah, we won, I get it, but there's things that I pull from games that I look at and I go, yeah, we won offensively, but we didn't win a time of possession. We didn't do well on third downs. We got in the red zone 5 times and only scored 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown. Those are little things that you can say like, that could be a cause for concern. But I want to see, and I'm kind of giving you some information that I'll talk about.
I know you got to do it.
Yeah. Say it twice.
Fine for your mind.
Right.
But you're gonna hear it twice.
Is this team all the way together? Early in the year, we saw offense be the offense that we thought they would be, and the defense was kind of finding their footing.
Yeah.
And then there was a switch, you could say, after the New England game, and then the defense began to take charge, and the offense was trying to find their footing.
Right.
And we saw them explode against Atlanta. We saw them suffer against Denver. What we saw against the Washington football team, my question is, again, I'm not looking for that result as far as that kind of blowout, but are we to a place where we can get both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, both clicking and playing at a high level consistently as we end out this year?
2 more games.
And head into the playoffs.
Game after this one. Yeah. I think we should be heading into that direction. But this game is the precipice of all of this, if I'm using that word and that term correctly. We got to start it off this game. Cards against a formidable opponent. Yeah. And we got to take advantages of that. My final words on this, man, Cowboy Nation, we looking for a complete offense. We're looking for the defense to continue to do their thing. And I left out the special team. I believe that they're going to do theirs.
I want to talk to you, but from your experience, playing receiver with the Dallas Cowboys and New England, we've been hearing a whole lot of talk about Cincinnati. My bag on that.
Let's talk that first.
I like New England though, because I feel like New England was the place of discipline.
They're the standard.
They the standard, right? And so the reason why I want to bring up New England compared to Dallas, and we can bring up Cincinnati, because you got multiple places where you glean from. People kept talking about the too high shell was giving Dak a prop, right? And so I was saying with the too high shell, too high shell can be 2-man, which means you can have 2 safeties over top that's helping out the people that's playing man coverage where they take everything underneath. But then you also have 2 high shell that can be attacked with multiple ways, cover 4, cover 2, all kind of zone stuff. I don't want to get kind of caught up in that. But I really wasn't buying that, to be honest with you. Like, that the too high shell was giving them problems. What I was seeing from watching film, it's still, even with the success of Washington, I don't really see them perfectly on the same page like I would see a New England, where they know how to find the holes in that zone, and they on the perfect page with the quarterback and the receivers. Am I tripping, Jesse?
No. And
I'm not tripping.
no, you're not. Not today. Not today.
Y'all heard this?
Not today.
Listen, not today.
Not today.
Not on what I just said.
And I like you, I laugh when people say, too high shell is preventing them to pass the ball. I know 1,000 plays that you could run successfully with too high shell. You don't, just because they're too high, that doesn't mean you. It's like we gotta run the football. What I do think the Cowboys was trying to do, almost to their detriment, they were just trying to jumpstart that running game. They were just trying to get that running game started. So when they saw the too high shell, they would just say, okay, here's another live opportunity for us to do something in the running game. And I think their stubbornness in doing it hurt them.
21 slam.
You come so different.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't expect your answer.
Yeah, I really do think that they were just trying to, because they were this team, and to be honest with you, when you look at this offense, and I start looking, most guys come from a tree. Right? What is Kellen Moore comes from the Jason Garrett tree.
Scott Linehan, Jason Garrett,
Scott Linehan tree.
Right.
What did Jason Garrett always want to preach about? The run game. Get the run game going. Everything falls off the run game, right? Play action, we get all that kind of stuff going off the run game.
Vertical offense.
So his thought process is, because of where my teaching come from, right? My Mr. Miyagi said that in order for us to be successful in what we want to do offensively in a consistent basis, we have to establish the run, right? And so Danielson said, okay, I'm going to wax on and wax off with this run as much as we possibly can. And so this is the thing that he's preaching to his team and his quarterback. Hey, listen, we get this too high shell look. Let's try to run the football. And I think their stubbornness in trying to get that running game going, to show the league that we'll still run the football, despite Zeke not having everything that he needed, and Tony Pollard doing what he needed to do when he got opportunities. The stubbornness of it hurt them.
Right.
And then what happens is, a lot of times you get so caught up in it, and now you're chasing.
Gotcha.
Right? It's like, when you go to the casino, when you hit big, now you're like, I'm going to go try to hit bigger. Next thing you know, you didn't get Vegas all your money back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think, and I love the way Amari Cooper did this, and I'm a huge Amari Cooper fan. Amari Cooper just basically said what Keyshawn said. Hey, fellas, Throw me the damn ball.
Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. I'll make it happen.
He said it so eloquent. Oh, it was that.
See,
He said it so eloquently. He said, "Listen, I need you to help on third down. I can be a help in the red zone."
Right? Yeah, he's so perfect for Dallas.
You can't win with 4 targets to Amari Cooper.
He didn't say it like Dez.
Come on.
Nothing wrong with Dez. He didn't say it like T.O.
No.
He said it like a politician.
He said, "Listen, guys."
Chest, not check.
Right. He said, "Listen, guys. I can help on third down. Two shell doesn't stop me from doing what I do, being a route runner." Exactly. He was right. 100%. And he said, "Listen, just give me the ball, fellas.
Give me the ball, baby.
I promise you I can help this thing move. Give me the ball." And they gave him the ball in the red zone, and they gave him the ball in the field, and my golly, the thing worked.
My golly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And for him, it's like you can't have a guy who is third in salary and 32nd.
Oh my Lord!
I'm gonna get him damn seats.
I am gone.
All
That
right.
don't make no sense, man. This is
Man, look, Jesse. Man, I know you and I, man. We can
We can do this all day. I
talk.
promise you, because I got some more.
I know you got some more, baby.
When that invoice
We shooting at 8K, baby.
I know.
So,
when that invoice come in, y'all not gonna like it.
Hey, but he giving away some good stuff, man.
I should have told you. I got what's the little lady's name, right? Our production assistant.
Yeah, what's a production assistant? Come on over here.
I said to her earlier, you guys said, do it real quick. And I asked her, I said, a black 5 or a white 5? I should have asked y'all, like, yo, be quick, just 10 minutes. Y'all know I talk too much.
Hey, no,
you always gonna get a
juice over
you
here.
always gonna get a black 10 minutes from me, which is really 45.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
He gonna talk
I was
football.
like, hey, y'all. I was like, hey,
heard
man,
that.
Jesse, come on over here, man. Let me give like 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, that mean
I thought it was gonna be a
30
high
minutes.
five.
That boy love ball.
Y'all know I love football, man.
He gonna talk ball with you.
I love football, man.
I
love it.
I know that's true.
When you start talking about cover 4, cover 2, I was like,
How to take that too high shell?
I said, man, I got football hoodie right there.
I knew it. Don't start talking that receiver, talking that boy. I knew it. I'm telling you.
Hey, go in there straight for my dog over here. He wanna catch it.
Oh man, I do. No, I can't get in one more, bro. I promise you, this gonna be worth it, bro. I promise.
Now, is it the
It's gonna be quick.
is it the black man?
It's the black man. I promise you, bro. I promise you.
Black one more or
It's the
white
black one more. I
black one.
promise you. No, it's the white one. It's the white one. It's the white one. You can trust it.
All right, we're gonna go with the white one
But
more.
I promise you, this is what the world want to know.
What do we want to know?
I promise you, this is what the world want to know. I'm gonna look in the camera and ask this question.
Okay.
The world want to know this. What's the deal with the red zone at home versus on the road? And we want to talk to an offensive professional on why is it this dichotomy? Why is it so different? I studied the red zone at home. That boy Kellen Moore in his bag at the house. What's going on?
Let me just jump in. Let me do
Thank
the
you.
segue on this one because
The world
I
knows
think
they lost.
before he give the right answer, let me just give you my answer.
You probably don't get the right.
you got a third year ever calling plays as an offensive coordinator, by the way. And one thing that I can tell you, at home, communication is always great. But on the road, you may have the jelly bellies, you may have the mindset of trying to overthink and overanalyze the situation, especially Kellen Moore versus a veteran defensive coordinator. You see all of those hiccups, so he may not go to those comfortable bags that he used to because he's overanalyzing the situation. That's why I tell everybody, hey, with the Courier media when he says, would you rather be a king for a day or a prince for a lifetime? Kellen Moore needs to understand that he's still young, he's still developing, and he needs to be the prince for the lifetime. It's no time for him to take a job anywhere because he's not ready yet. So that's what I'm saying. In red zone at home, he kick off his shoes, baby. He kick them out.
He does. He kicks off his shoes, man. He does.
He prop his feet up.
It's a serious.
He said, baby, I'm at home, baby. No, I'm at home. I don't kick him up. I put him on the couch. Put them all everywhere. But when he in somebody else's house, and this couple feel good. Well, this couple good. He in somebody else's house, he ain't kicking his shoes off. Yeah. He ain't comfortable. Yep. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts of it.
I honestly, that's law.
Was he right?
That's law. That's
Jelly Belly?
that's law.
The road versus
That's-
home is Jelly Belly.
What you just heard was law.
Whoa. Okay.
What you just heard was law.
I mean, the touchdown Tom Brady scored in New Orleans.
And so, don't complicate. Don't complicate it.
Yeah.
Right? You get on the road and you complicate stuff, and you want to try to pull cute stuff out. Don't complicate it, because that red zone is so tight. Right? It's so you don't have time for all that stuff to develop. Just go with what you know.
Right.
And like Amari says, try finding the best player on your football team to get the ball to.
I'm out of here, man. I'm gone, man.
It's little stuff like this ain't. You don't have to make this thing, giving you directions in Chinese to put to put the table together. It's find those guys.
Do them like the pastor. Service water.
Right, but it's
Table got 4 legs. You put one leg on at a time. He trying to reinvent it.
He trying to do stuff, and you like, man, spinning guy like, why is he in the game? Hey, how about throwing the ball to him? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just get the ball to him. Aaron Rodgers does it.
Big facts.
Right?
We know. Aaron's gonna get that.
That's how Pat Mahomes do it.
I've been in the show like that.
Kelsey gonna get it, right? Or Hill gonna get it, right?
That's it.
This is experience talking now. This is experience talking.
Tom Brady does it. Tom Brady. Oh, Gronk. Here, Gronk.
Oh,
like it ain't a secret.
the common sense is just aggravating me.
So you brought it up.
I did, but I know the world wanted to know that though.
And that's your one white question left.
That's it. We done. Hey,
It's a good conversation, man. Yeah.
Hey, because I can talk all day. Trust me. It's football.
Me holding this camera too long. I was just playing Gucci World.
It's strong right now, bro. Yeah, Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter, man. We sitting here with a legend, man. Dude known for 4th and 1, but bigger than that. Got a big heart, big soul, and talk good ball.
Again, man, your boy Jay Holley, man. You can find me throughout the week hanging with the boys on DallasCowboys.com. You can find me for the pre-halftime and post-game show at A to Z Sports with my guy Sky Walker. You know how we do it, man. I'm gonna give you that real whether you like it or not.
Yeah, those are real deal Holyfields over there, man. And those guys are undefeated, man, because they bring in the sauce, everything. I'm talking about mama's cooking, but you guys can find me and follow me at Law Nation Sports, man. You already know it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let it go, baby. Let it go.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
This is Sparta!